Okay, well, here we are. Good morning. This is Coaches and Coffee with Sheila James. Thank you so much for tuning in again. There's Laurie. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Sheila.
All
How are you
righty.
today?
I'm great. How are you?
It's a wonderful morning.
Okay, great. Well, here we go. Listen, are you trapped in a cycle of financial overwhelm and feel helpless to break it? Or are you just worried about your financial plan? It might not withstand the obstacles. It surely might not withstand what we're dealing with now with COVID. And are you unfulfilled knowing the abundant life you want is possible, but you don't know how to get there? Well, listen, you're going to love our guest for today. Her name is Laurie Johnson. She's a business owner of Revision Financial Solutions. She's no stranger to helping others as she helped herself. Laurie Johnson grew up without money. She was no stranger to poverty and even homelessness as a child. So Laurie decided and got very determined to find and maintain financial security as an adult. And now she completely loves doing that for others. So again, welcome, Laurie.
Thank you. I'm
Awesome.
excited to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here today. So Laurie, tell us a little bit about your journey. How'd you get here? I said a little, but share with us a little bit more.
So I started preparing income taxes volunteer. I volunteered. I worked for the local government, and they were looking for volunteers to help seniors and low income individuals prepare their income taxes. And I said, yes. I don't know why. I thought that would be exciting. And I loved it. I loved helping people. I loved like explaining tax returns to people. And I just kept doing it year after year. And so somewhere, I don't know, somewhere in like maybe the fifth year, I figured out that people really don't have a clue what they're doing with their
Yeah.
money. They don't know what they're spending their money on. I would ask, what are you going to do with your tax refund? And I was always getting some crazy answer, like, I'm going to pay off my car. I'm like, is that the same car you just told me you were having problems with? So you got to pay it off, but then what's going to happen when it breaks down?
Yeah.
So I started giving some financial counseling type information to my tax clients, and it really just grew from there. But what I noticed is that even if we would get them out of trouble one year, the next year they would be back in it. And it was really because they didn't understand money and because they had behaviors that were kind of, you know, not, they were intuitive to them, but not very conducive to having the kind of money that allows you to enjoy your life. And I really didn't have a solution for that until I was working with my daughter during her teenage years when she was like kind of scary, those scary teenage years. And we found dialectical behavior therapy. And it is all about being mindful about what you do and what you say, and being able to tolerate distress and regulate your emotions. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Everyone could use this. You're talking about changing the way you think and changing the way you behave. Oh, yes, money, people need that. People need that with their money. And so I took the program and kind of integrated it in my financial counseling program. And it was very effective. And it created really lasting change. And I just felt like I had hit upon something.
Really great. Well, you're great at it. And, while you do many, many things, which, by the way, I find it funny that you find taxes exciting, but okay. There's one of the programs, Laura, you offer called Care. I think it's Care for Your Money. And I want you to talk a little bit about that. And I know you look from the letters of care. The first letter is C for clarity. Talk to us about that for a minute.
Yes. So the Care for Your Money is part of the Money Mastery program for individuals. And care is all about knowing what's going on with your finances.
Hmm.
You can't measure success unless you're measuring. And so Karen is all about, how much do I have in the bank? How much do I have in savings? How much am I spending on my bills? I've had clients, actually, I've had quite a few clients who can't even tell me how much they make.
Mm.
And they're not sure like what their paycheck is. You have to know all of those things. And I will also say that psychologically, because I specialize in the psychology of money.
Hmm.
So I will say that in the psychology of money, the more you look at your money, the easier money gets.
Wow.
Yes. So it's kind of like you need to immunize yourself against stress around money. And you do that by checking all the time, looking all the time.
That is so great because I think a lot of times, at least in my case, I'm more hopeful about money. I hope I'll have enough, but do you know what I'm saying? And I never looked at it the way you just explained it. And I also want to add, so, and if you're in business for yourself, then I imagine, like I am, and so many others who are listening today, you've really got to manage your money and
Yeah,
keep it documented.
manifesting is a verb.
Hmm.
You have to take action, right? Manifesting
Yeah,
is not just, hoping, wishing. It is a
yeah.
verb. You have to do something. And so it starts with being aware, paying attention.
Wow, great. And then the next letter in care is analysis. It's A, and you have A for analysis. Share with us about that.
So that is getting really clear on who you are and what your relationship with money is. I
Hmm.
told you, most people, the things that they do with their money are reasonable to them.
Hmm.
It's totally okay that they're doing these things with their money. If it weren't, they wouldn't do them. And so, um, if you are behind on your rent and you take that money to the sweepstakes, hoping that you're going to win enough money to pay your whole rent, that is a reasonable action to you. And somewhere in your past and in your experience with money, something has led you to believe that that will be an effective strategy for managing your money. And the analysis part is really going back to look at both. So I say that we each have a money profile.
Hmm.
There's two parts of that profile. 60% of it is your money personality. And that I say you were born with it, you'll probably die with it. It's like being left handed or right handed.
Mm.
It is like who those inborn characteristics around money. And you have to find out what they are so that you can either use your strengths or mitigate your challenges. And then
Yeah.
the other 60%. So the the tough thing about the 40% in your money profile is like you're pretty stuck with that. That's just the way you are. If you're a spontaneous person, you're a spontaneous person. But the 60% is so much easier to change. And
Mm.
that's your money baggage. And I say that the moment you were old enough to sit on your mama's hip and point at something in the grocery store, you started getting money baggage. And you have
Wow.
just been carrying it around with you all your life, picking up stuff from the experience and observations that you had in life. Um, and you really do have to unpack that baggage, see what's in it, wash some stuff, throw some stuff out, repackage it, package it in a way that you can carry where it's not a burden.
Mm.
Mm.
Great. That's really awesome. And then results. R for results. Results, results, results.
Yeah, so I say result is the goal planning part of the stage. And it really does look at what do you want your average day to look like? What do you
Mm.
want your ideal life to look like? And once you've decided what you want it to look like, What will it be like? I actually learned this from a client in working with a client. She wanted a mountain cabin,
Uh-huh.
and we were working on her finances and looking at things and looking at what her life's going to be like after she gets this mountain cabin. She's like, I do not want this mountain cabin. Like, what
Wow.
was I even thinking about? Like, I want to take my kids on vacation somewhere different every year, or I'm going to be sitting in that cabin like broke, and I won't have time to do anything else because I have to be at that cabin. So she really decided that this idyllic life that she was dreaming of wouldn't work in her reality. And that's part of the what people miss, is they miss the, okay, I want to make $100,000 a year and my product costs $400 a person and I'm working one-on-one with clients. Well, you're going to have to work with a whole bunch of people in your business. If that's your goal, you're not going to have time for anything else. And so it's figuring out what your goals are and what you need to do to make them a reality that you will like.
Great. It's really,
Mhm.
really, wow, this is so awesome. For those of you listening today, we have Laurie Johnson here with revisionfinancialsolutions.com. All right, E. And we're looking at care, like caring about your money, CAR. And the last letter is E for execution.
Yes. And so that is that is how your plan will work. So it
Mhm.
is really looking at who you are and what kind of plan will work for you. So some of my clients need one number, and they just need that one number to keep them on track. Some
Mhm.
people need boxes and lists and checking, right? Some people need more structure, and some people are like, I need to be flexible and I need to have a whole lot of flexibility in my plan. There is a saying that the only system that's right for you is the system that will work for you. And that is what execution is all about. It is about finding what works for you, be
Yeah.
that, a one-step system or, checking the boxes.
Great. Wow. And then one of the things you share in the Money Mastery program, that it allows you to have more money, uh, saving more money faster, and having more disposable income to really enjoy the things you love. Say more about what money allows you to have. You talked about more time, a happier home, better health, a new
Yes.
image. So talk to us about that. Share with our audience, our listening audience, about that this morning, Laurie.
Yes. I mean, money really does touch every part of your life. And
Mm,
so when you are not stressed about your money, that touches every part of your life. If
mm,
you're not stressed about money, you can go on vacations. You can send your kids to college. You are not arguing with your spouse about finances.
mhm.
You have less aches and pains. Like literally, stress can do damage on your body. And so eliminating money, um, as there's so many things that we can stress about, right? I mean, it's COVID. There's a whole, there's like being in your house and
Uh-huh.
tutoring your kids, and all of a sudden, do you like your spouse as much as you thought you liked your spouse?
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So having money be part on that, it just can be completely overwhelming. And so having money not be part of the problem. And so I will say one thing else about money is that
Yeah.
when you are good with your money, like, black girls, when they hair look good, like it don't matter what they wearing.
That's right.
It is just like that.
Yeah.
When you are good with your money, that confidence spills over into every other place. You drive your car with confidence. It doesn't matter what brand car it is. It's like, this car paid off. I don't care what you say. You know? And so
I'm rolling
confidence
today. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Your
money,
experience of yourself is transformed when your money is when you have integrity in your money. That's what I'm hearing you say.
absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
That's phenomenal. All right. Well, Coaches and Coffee is about to wrap up. What do you want to leave our audience with this morning, Laurie, about their money? Particularly, let's say if it's just not in good shape. A lot of us started off 2020 with our money in great shape, and now, we don't have jobs, or, you gotta manage it a little more tightly, or people are dealing with food. These times, have been different than the past, and or it's close to retirement and you haven't done everything you need to do. What do you want to leave us with today that could get us all moving in the right direction regarding our money?
Well, no matter who you are right now, if make 6 figures, 7 figures, like no matter where you are right now, it is time to buckle down and tighten up. We don't know how long COVID, it's no one thought that it would be a year.
Yeah.
But it's proving to be. And now we hear faster, deadlier, more contagious, right?
Yes.
So we don't know really what will be going on in the world. And therefore, we don't know what's going to be going on with our money. And so now it's time for you to be a hoarder, right? Now it's a good time to embrace that that word. When we get our stimulus money, now is not the time to spend that. Now is the time to save that money, and also look into every resource that you can think of. If your city has a 411, call them and see what's available. If you're a small business owner, look for those business grants. They are out there, and they are giving them away much easier than ever before. If you don't know about these stimulus programs that are out there, inform yourself. Now, there is one thing that I will say that is part of the stimulus program that I don't think people should be taking advantage of unless they absolutely have to. It should be the last thing that they do, and that is taking money out of your retirement account. So the IRS, or not, well, the government in the stimulus program, they're allowing people to take money out of their retirement accounts and then pay that back over 3 years, or pay taxes on it over 3 years. And people are taking it out like just because, or because things are getting a little harder for them, right? Money is tight. Let your money be tight. It is so much easier to deal with money situations when you're young. When you're like 70, 80, it is so much harder to deal with your finances. So that is a recommendation that I have.
Great. That was awesome. All right. So now we want to wrap it up for today. Last week, our word for the week was grace. And this week, our word for the week is discipline. It's going to require us all to have discipline. Nikki, you're on Facebook. All right. All right. So, sorry, guys, I got distracted for a minute. Sorry about that. So
we're on discipline.
Training expected to produce a specific character or pattern of behavior, especially training that produces moral or mental improvement. Self-control. So I don't know about you, but I need to practice some self-control around my money habits. And this has been most helpful to us today. By the way, you guys, Laurie is going to be one of our guest speakers on our workshop this week, Women Poised for Greatness. If you have not registered, you want to go to Eventbrite. Is this Thursday from 11 to 4. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will see you on Coaches and Coffee with Sheila next Monday. Have a spectacular week. Have a magical Monday. Bye-bye. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Sheila.
All right.